Hey guys, Magnus Robert here, bringing you another video, and today we're doing another top 10 insert these particular types of characters that I would like to see in The Simpsons tapped out. So today we are doing plant workers. This was the one that was asked for, so this is the one we're doing. And yeah, so we've got a lot of plant workers in the game thus far. There's been quite a few. I wanted to focus more on actual proper plant workers, so I didn't include Larry Burns because although he does work like very briefly at the plant and he is a character I really badly want in the game, it's so brief that part of me is like, I don't know if I can count it, and if I did count it, yeah, so it's like it would be like another space gone for another character. So what I'm going to do in its place is on the suggestion for next week, as well as obviously animals and the Mackleberry family, I'm also going to do Burns' family, which I don't believe I've done yet, right? I don't think I've done it at least. Let's hope I haven't, because if I have, then I've just forgot about it. But yeah, so we'll do Burns' family, and that way, obviously, Larry will be on that list. So, let's get into our top 10 plant workers. So, number 10 is going to be Tibor. I think that's how you say it, Tibor. This guy is, oh god, is he Russian or Ukrainian? I didn't even know. One of the two. Anyway, he can't speak very much English, and he only appears in one episode, but he's mentioned in another, and I thought that was significant enough to warrant him to get the number 10 list. The number 10 list was number 10 was such like a toss-up, because there were so many different characters I could have added who all pretty much only had like one appearance, unless I'm missing a particular character. I don't know, this guy just kind of seemed a bit funny. Seemed funny. I feel like they could do a bit more with him. And as well, he's I know he's kind of like a Zootroy 2.0, but oh well. Yeah, so I put him at number 10, but you could put anyone you wanted at number 10, to be honest. Number 9 is Chip Davis. So although he doesn't make a in-show appearance, proper appearance, right? And he's not like voiced or anything. He is kind of a meme. So in one episode, it opens with his funeral, and basically they say that Chip was always there, but also wasn't always there. And at the end of the episode, they have like a montage of like classic Simpsons scenes, and like Chip has been like photoshopped into all of them, and it's kind of a funny little segment. And so for that, I thought he deserves to be added for sure. So I put him at number 9 because why not? Moving on. Number 8 is Waylon Smithers Sr. Yeah, this one is actually quite high, mainly because I like it when they complete family members, and also I actually sort of like the story of Waylon Smithers Sr., his backstory, although I think it was very disrespectful that Burns dumped his body in the lake, but yeah, I don't know, I really liked his sort of little backstory, so I figured why not chuck him in there. So yeah, Waylon Smithers Senior is number 8. He's actually made quite a few appearances. He's made, in the flashbacks, he's made a fair amount of appearances actually. But obviously, if you don't know, he was Mr. Burns' assistant right before Waylon Smithers. Well, up until just after Smithers was born, the actual Smithers was born, and Waylon Smithers Senior died containing like a nuclear like a meltdown or something, and he died. But despite being deceased, he is a nuclear power plant worker, so why not add him in the game? Number 7 is Low Blow and Joey Crusher. So I actually really think that Low Blow and Joey Crusher should just be a 2-in-1. They could be added as separate characters. Either way, I don't think I'd be that bothered. I know that sometimes one is seen without the other, so there could be an argument made that they should be separate characters, but really, I'd be indifferent about it. If they were added as 2 separate characters, I wouldn't care, and if they were added as a 2-in-1 characters, I wouldn't care. Same thing for like a lot of characters like this, like Bill and Marty. I wouldn't care either way if they were added as a 2-in-1 or if they added was separate. Wouldn't bother me too much. These guys are the same thing. I'd be pretty much happy with them just as a 2-in-1. Yeah, obviously they are Mr. Burns' goons. They kind of act as like the muscle. Sometimes we see them, bullying Homer and stuff. So yeah, they could just be added in a nuclear power plant update. I actually think a nuclear power plant update is so doable. I actually have one of them in the works. I might one day release it in the polls, but yeah, actually I might next time. I'll put it in the Discord. But yeah, I really think that they should do Low Blow and Joey Crusher. They should be added, and they should do a nuclear power plant event and add these dudes in it. Anyway, number 6 is Smitty. I just wanted to make sure I got the right numbers there. Number 6 is Smitty. So Smitty, okay, he's like one of the most like recurring nuclear power plant workers there are. He's made several appearances, I think all the way from season 1 or season 2. So he's like a real early character who still to this day makes his background appearances. That being said, he's not like anything major. He's like a little less more like I don't know if he has lines. I think he has like 1 or 2 lines here and there, but he's not like a massively major character or anything, but he is like a resident background character, and so for that reason I think he should be added. You know, he's been in the show for so long. He's an absolute king when it comes to the nuclear power plant, so he should be added into the game. So he's number 6. Number 5, Smiling Joe Fission. So I know this one kind of doesn't count, kind of does. The only reason is obviously he is the mascot for the power plant. Now, he's made a few appearances throughout. Most recently, I think, or one of the most notable recent ones, was in Undercover Burns, where he actually showed up as a proper mascot. Like there was someone, you know, in a costume, in a Smiling Joe costume. And so I actually think that is the thing that should be added. The actual Smiling Joe, the little 2D animation that we see in season 2 or 1 or whatever it is. Yeah, the 2D animation I don't think should be added as a character, but actual Smiling Joe, I would like to see the actual mascot version of him. That could be really cool. So yeah, and I think tasks or no tasks, I'm trying to think. I mean, either way, I'd be happy with it. So that's number 5. Number 4 is Jack Marley. Look, I'm a big Jack Marley fan. I feel sorry for the dude. Now, obviously, I think in his debut episode, or I'm not sure, it might have been his debut episode, but in one of his most notable appearances, anyway, well, his most notable appearance, it's at the Spruce Caboose, right? And it's his retirement party. Basically, he is a member of the power plant who pretty much retires, I think, like, his first appearance or his second appearance, I don't even know. I'm not sure about when he debuted exactly, but essentially there's an episode where he finally retires, and then sometimes he's seen at the retirement castle, sometimes he's just seen, you know, out and about, and I think one time he appeared in the plant after his retirement episode as well. I remember reading that. Maybe that's for a different character, I'm not sure. But yeah, he's made a few appearances, but obviously, although yes, technically he's a former employee, that's where he primarily worked throughout all of his life. So Jack Marley should be added as well, and that's why he's number 4. Moving on, Carl. Carl is number 3. Okay, I love Carl. I think he is like one of the best earlier season characters there are. He's definitely one of the best guest appearances there are. I really love this character. I really love the performance by Harvey Fierstein. I think he's an amazing character, and the fact that he's not been added yet is a travesty. Now, I personally think any sort of LGBT or Pride event would be perfect to add him in, although it's not explicitly stated, it's not 100% stated, yes, this character is gay. All the implication is obviously there, and yeah, I think it, and also I'm pretty sure he's been seen in like the gay crowds and stuff, so obviously it kind of confirms it there. But yeah, he'd be a great character to get in the game, and I really badly want him, so Carl is number 3. Please have Carl. Anyway, moving on. Number 2 is Charlie. He did not make the number 1 list. The reason why he's not making number 1, I'll get to, but Charlie is obviously probably the most notable nuclear power plant member who hasn't been added yet, I would argue, because Charlie has actually had quite a few little lines here and there. I think there was a recent appearance, I think it was last season or the season before that, where he actually like had a few lines with Homer. There was obviously that famous scene where he gets like sucked through the tube and he ends up in like India or whatever. Yeah, so Charlie actually has made a few appearances. He's sometimes, obviously rarely, but he has been the focus occasionally. He drops the pencil in Homer's ass crack as well in the dental plan episode. What's that called? I forget the name of that episode already. That episode. So like, yeah, he's a character who's actually made quite a few appearances. He's always there in the background when he doesn't have a speaking role, and so for that reason, I think Charlie should be added. It's a travesty that Charlie has not been added yet. Anyway, let's move on to that number one. Can we have that drum roll? Barry McElberry is number one, of course. So the reason why I put Barry above Charlie is literally this only reason. We have Barry's children, we have Jerry McElberry, so he's like the last sort of main family member who needs to be added. I know that there's a few more, obviously. But he's like sort of he's basically the main one who needs to be added out of that family. So for that reason, he kind of gets bumped up on my nuclear power plant people I want, because Charlie doesn't really have that same urgency for me, although it is a toss-up. For me, Barry just beats Charlie ever so slightly, so in terms of what I personally want, so that's why he's my number one. But if you switch these two around or put Barry a bit lower, I completely understand. But for me, Barry is just the one I want the most. So for that reason, that concludes the video. Tell me your thoughts. Make sure to head over to the Discord and vote for which event you'd like to see next, which top 10 list you'd like to see next. We're going to be doing a top 5 on the McElberrys, which is obviously going to have Barry in it. We're going to be doing a top 10, I think, on the Burns family. I think we have enough for 10. And then we also obviously have these top 10 animals that aren't Simpsons pets. So make sure to head over and vote for which one you want to see. But that's it. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.